event-driven programming also brings us to this model view controller pattern. Well, I think this is kind of important because even many senior design projects, in that one we ask them, okay, what kind of pattern architecture that you will use for your program, and one of the options that they can go with is model view controller pattern. So what is this? Why is it important? Well, in that one, well, we decompose the application into three parts: the model, view, and the controller. So why is this? Because we would like to separate the concerns of the application so that it will be easier to maintain, update, and debug. So what I mean by the concern? Well, the first one is UI part, the view part. Like it's more about stylistic part. It's usually do not develop some fancy algorithm. You don't need it, but of course it is like you literally decide, okay, what color will be the best, where I should put this button. So it's a very different concern. It's still important for the success of your application, of course, but it's just more about the stylistic concern. So one part is that we deal with all the user, how to interact with the user, how to display the output also to the user. The other one is the controller part. This is handles the events raised by the view. So the user clicks a button, the user, I don't know, goes to the next page, selects this part. So we get the output, it gets the input from the user, and then directs it to pass it to the model part. Like, okay, it just gets the data. Okay, then what should we do? Well, maybe we need to update the database. In the controller part, it's just like an intermediate part. We get the data and then we send it to the model part. Maybe in the backend you are using some sophisticated AI models, you have a very large database, whatever it is. So you separated that in the backend part. And then in the model part, this is your main idea, like main business logic. Whether it's your database is there, your AI models are there, whatever you are doing is, whatever it's maybe the main game logic, whatever it is, it will be in the model part. So we separate the application into three parts. It allows us to allows you to better, easier develop, because you separate the concerns and you can say, okay, you can say that, okay, your task is just UI. So one of the team members can just focus on the UI and do not deal with how the business logic works, how the program, how that AI model will work. Right. So he can dedicate his time and focus on just to make the UI fancier. And the other one can just focus on, instead of, okay, how I will get the input from the user or so and so, they will not worry about it. They will just say, okay, the data will come to me from this way, so that I just need to focus on how, for the database design, I need to focus on how I will build this AI model and so on and so on.
Doctor, is the UI considered front end?
And then, yeah, front end, you can say it in this front end. Let me check if I miss anything here. Oh yeah, I also need to say this. Well, when we separate these concerns now, the code is separated, which means they're not dependent each other a lot. Like, I can change maybe a button and maybe remove it totally, but it will not affect the business logic at all. Maybe I find a different solution for this, but I don't need to communicate with the person who works on the AI model. I'll say, okay, we don't need this button. I will send this data in this way, or I don't need this part. I will change it. I will put it here, whatever it is. But again, I don't need. It will not. In many cases, they don't need to communicate even each other because they will not affect it. I can change one component in the UI and without causing any problem in the other parts. So this is also an important aspect of it. All right, then Well, we will see some examples. Let me show. Actually, I have already generated a code for, created a code for that, which is this one, many items. Let's see now these kind of components in UI. This is a very long code, as you can see. I will first run it to show you what it is actually. All right, we didn't put the. I need to go to the run configurations in the many items part. Yeah, this VM argument is missing, which was, let me, or no, in my copy paste, it's different. I need to copy paste this, go to my many items. Oops, I need to change that to VM argument. I need to change it, apply it, then now I can run it. Yes. Now this is eventually what we will get. Okay, we have some radio buttons. Only one of them can be selected. We have a choice box in which we can select any of it. We can have a combo box. We can have a password field. We have a slider. We have some text field that is on the one line. We have a text area which allows us to multiple lines. We have a date picker that we can select some date and so on. So let's look at this code actually. How did we generate such a code? I will zoom in now. Oh no, this is another one. Yeah. So for this part, you need to follow. Each component might have some specific parts. For the radio button, for instance, we need to know that, okay, in a radio button, only one of them can be selected. So what I should do is, we first create the radio buttons, like option 1 and option 2. But then we create a toggle group, okay? And the toggle group, and then we add these radio buttons, set their toggle groups with the same toggle group instance. What it means is, well, maybe I have multiple groups of radio buttons, but I'm saying that, okay, for these RB1 and RB2, only one of them can be selected. Maybe I will add some more, like I can add, of course, the third one. Then I should also add it to this RB3 so that it will know that only one of these three will be selected. So this is for the radio button problem. What about the choice box? Well, in the choice box, we define, okay, the data that we would put, string, and then we create it, and then we add items like we are adding it to an array list. We add all the items that we want to show, and then what we want to show as a default one, we say that, okay, set value chose A. So again, the main thing is you just need to go API of these components and check what they provide and what they do, and then just apply to them. Like for the combo box, okay, we created, we add items to that, and then we said, okay, set editable true. So it becomes editable. What it means is, for this combo box, I can change whatever it is selected there. But if you make it false, and then let me run it again. Now this will be selected, but I'm not able to edit it. So basically, when we are doing this UI operations, you really need to set every detail part, like is it editable or not, is it this or that. You should all set all of them. For the password field, we created, and then we say, well, okay, what should be written in the for the prompt text, and enter password. For the slider, what is minimum value, what is maximum value, and what is its first initial value. And then you can say, okay, we want to show the tick marks, you want to show the tick labels, so you need to set it. For the text field, we create it, and then we inside that, let me show, it says enter text here. This one is the prompt text that shows the initial message for the user. For the text area, again, enter long text here, which is, as you can see, it's here written here with a very dim color, and we define how many rows and so on. For the date picker, we created, and so now we created all of them. Then what we have to do is we have to set our layout. For this one, we said that okay, it's VBox. We will put them vertical with some spacing in between, and then for our root one, which is, what is the root? We had for the container one again. Now we have to add all of them, all the labels that we created, all of them to our layout manager, and then we create the scene in which we put our layout pane here, and then this is the shows the initial size of our scene, and then we set the title for our stage, we set its scene, and then we show it. Again, create component, add it to the layout manager, add layout manager to the scene, and then set the scene of the stage. This is like the 4 main steps to create an graphical user interface. All right, it's 2:49. I think I will stop here. Do you have any questions so far?